There's many people that got, left the border, they went to Oman and then they traveled back home.
But what about the flight tickets? Suppose I have booked a flight. Do I lose money? Do I have any rights?
We are living in a place that doesn't require for us to get paid to say good things about it.
All the WhatsApp forwards that we get, should we believe them? Someone who's sending them, can that person be in legal trouble?
And they themselves fell for fake AI videos of the Burj Khalifa being on fire. People claiming that we're getting paid to say good things about the government. Okay, first of all, I wanted to speak to you directly, to the people who are saying this.
The whole world is busy right now looking at their phones and videos about news about Dubai, UAE, United Arab Emirates. Some are saying that Dubai is down, some are saying that Dubai is safe. What is the actual ground reality? I have the founder of UAElegalconsultancy.com, Amin, with us. Amin, this is not the first time we are speaking, but when we spoke over the phone, there were a lot of questions that need to be answered. I am getting a lot of calls from Indian news channels, from my friends back in India. Some of my followers are also saying that, Shardul, you're saying Dubai is safe, you're safe, everybody's safe. Are you getting money to say this? I want you as a legal expert to tell us the truth about it.
Okay, this is the thing that's driving me crazy at this moment, is that people online are actually claiming that we're getting paid to say good things about the government. But the whole point is that we are living in a place that doesn't require for us to get paid to say good things about it. Look, I'll tell you how I'm handling it right now. I'm literally sleeping on the couch because it's close to the balcony so that I can look outside to see if there's anything going on outside. But other than that, I'm also scrolling, going online, people claiming that we're getting paid to say good things about the government. Okay, first of all, I wanted to speak to you directly, to the people who are saying this. If you are from a place where you need to get paid to say good things about your government, then my friend, maybe you are in the wrong place. Does that make sense?
That's brilliant.
Second of all, why is it that Ronaldo and Messi, everyone wants to see them lose? It's because they're number one. And that's why you give them all that attention. So you giving us that attention just proves that we're number one as well. So thank you for that. Third of all, the numbers don't lie. And Mr. Editor, you can put the details from the Ministry of Defense on screen that more than 93%, you can do the math yourself, maybe you're not that good with numbers, but you can check by yourself that all of these missiles and rockets are getting intercepted. You can check the numbers yourself. And finally, for the people who are claiming that we're getting paid to say good things about the government, yes, we are getting paid. I'm going to let you on a secret. We are getting paid. I'm getting paid amazing amounts. I'm getting paid in peace of mind. I'm getting paid in safety. And that, my friend, is a currency that your country doesn't trade in.
Probably we should be putting out a screenshot of our bank accounts to actually verify that. But no, honestly, I have a lot of questions. My Indian followers, Pakistani followers have a lot of questions. And there are some questions that are very important right now. Can I start asking you that?
Yes, you can.
Alright, बहुत सारे सवाल लोगों के हमारे पास आ रहे हैं, which I wanted to ask a legal expert. I've been making a lot of videos about the fact that I am safe because it was very difficult for my family. For my Indian and Pakistani audience, मेरे पापा का मुझे हर थोड़ी देर बाद यही फोन आ रहा था, मेरी बहन का फोन आ रहा था. They were getting updates from the Western media and from the Indian news channels, and the situation on these YouTube shorts and these videos was crazy. There were AI edited videos of Burj Khalifa not being there.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you must have. There were news being broadcast in India that there's so much of smoke that we can't breathe here. So my sister called me saying that, are you having mask? Another friend said that make a passport bag ready. I said the airspace is shut. What do I do? I mean, as somebody who represents the law of the country, I want you to tell, first of all, how much of reality is in all of this. Are we or everybody withholding any information from the world right now?
No, we're not. See, the people need to understand this. And maybe this is coming, these kind of videos or news is coming from people that have actually never been here. That's actually my belief, is that the things that are said online are things that, it's things from people that have never actually stepped foot here. If you've even been here, immediately you feel the sense of relief that you're inside of this country. Shardul, you understand what I'm saying?
I agree.
When you leave the UAE and you come back, it's not that the other country wasn't good. It's a nice place. Your family is there. Everything is nice. But when you come back here, it's like you have this like sense of belonging, this sense of peace and calmness over here. This is the same peace and feeling that people have over here. There's nothing that's being promoted about saying good things about the UAE. It's actually the reality. It really is the reality.
Yeah.
If look, I drove over here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
If it wasn't a good place or a war zone outside,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be driving my car.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be coming outside.
Yeah.
There's no smoke outside that you can't breathe. There's no need to run away. There's many people that got left the border. They went to Oman and then they traveled back home. Yeah, if that's the thing they wanted to do, fine. I know a couple of people that are still staying in Oman.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that the UAE isn't doing an amazing job at keeping the country and the territory a safe place.
I mean, look at the numbers, guys. The numbers of missiles that were intercepted. It's not. We are not going to be an ostrich here, and we are not going to lie to you that nothing happened. Of course, things happened. We saw things lighting up in the sky. Yet we were feeling safe. But the real question, Amin, here is many in an age of creators, in an age of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and everybody opening their Instagram, a lot of people were making videos about missiles, were about the destruction caused due to the debris and all. I want to understand from a legal expert. What is your thought on this? Is it right for people to do? Because now a lot of creators are also talking the good about it, that, that got picked up. I remember I got a message from a friend of mine. First of all, quick questions. When something like this was happening or is going to happen or whatever is happening, all the WhatsApp forwards that we get, should we believe them? Someone who's sending them, can that person be in legal trouble?
I'll keep it very simple, and it's a very simple thing to follow, actually. Just follow official news, and if it is getting forwarded to you, and if it's sourced from official news, then yes, you can believe it, you can forward it, that's fine, because it's something that's been released officially. The reason that this rule is there is exactly like you mentioned. There's many creators that are looking to hop on a trend. There's many creators that are looking to shock you with a couple of frames that will make you stop from doom scrolling, so that you look at that video and you give them the views.
Yeah.
There's many reasons behind that. We're not going to go into details of that, but basically this is the whole, it's a clear cookie cutter rule that just basically says if it's not official, you don't need to repost it, you don't need to believe it.
I'm going to be a devil's advocate here and put you on the spot and ask you the question that a lot of Indian media then is also asking this question.
Yes.
That then are you withholding information? Because if it's going to come from official handles and not from the real people, are you withholding information?
Okay, how about this? I'll pose back a question to you. Can you give me a source of one information that has been sent out that immediately after it wasn't announced officially when it is real news?
Yeah. And guys, I would like, we're going to show you some visuals here. There was a video that was circulating, and I'm sure, you must have also seen it, which was a video of Qatar, which people started sending to each other in Dubai, that Dubai airport was in this problem, which was not even true. There were a lot of AI edited videos happening. For people who are living in the UAE or have relatives abroad, what I want to understand is that, there was the discussion amongst the groups that I was, can you send these videos amongst each other and to your relatives back home?
Again, if it is official news, feel free to send it to whoever you want. Upload it, do whatever you want with that.
Okay.
But if it is not official, then you can open yourself up to legal risk for, again, spreading rumors, creating panic in the community, in society. And these are things that affect the security of the country.
There are some Indian creators who are extremely very popular. I probably will not name them, but the audience knows, who always make videos against the Indian government. This guy, I saw his vlog where he said that he was in Dubai and he flew out, and he also in his video showed the videos of Dubai airport which were not even real. And there are some very popular US creators also who believe those AI edited videos. Oh my God, I want to know the dangers, the legal repercussions of these videos.
Okay, just to give you a simple example, some people in the USA, they're entrepreneurs, they're very famous, and they're loved worldwide. But the problem is, and they've been to the UAE before, this is the crazy part, they've been to the UAE, and these people sell AI courses, like how to make money with AI, how to create AI videos, and they themselves fell for fake AI videos of the Burj Khalifa being on fire.
Wow.
Like, if they are selling an AI course and they fall for these videos, what does that do to just a random person who's scrolling on social media and sees a picture or a video of Burj Khalifa? Like, what does that do for the sense of security of the country and the sense of being in a safe place? You
Yeah.
can't do that to someone's feelings. You
Correct.
can't do that to, not even feelings. You can't do that to someone that's living in a country and they feel that they're in a safe place. They're in a safe place.
There are reports of the UAE authorities also calling out Bloomberg for reporting wrong things about the UAE. Also, there is an Indian news platform called First Post, which also carried out something like that. If you are an Indian or Pakistani or anybody from the Southeast community here, and in those posts are being shared to others, are we in problem? Because obviously people can get scared and they might just share it.
My advice to you, friendly advice, not even legal advice, just go to the actual source of that country when you want to receive news from that country. Why would I, listen to anybody or any news outlet inside of the UAE if I'm looking for news inside of India?
Can you name some?
Yes, of course. There's WAM, that's the one I look at all the time. There's the Ministry of Defense page. There's the Ministry of Interior page. These are all like official government departments.
Okay, now one very important question. There's a brilliant thing that has happened, but the first question on everyone's minds was, if I'm traveling, if I'm a tourist in UAE, what happens to my flight tickets? What happens to my travel? What happens to this thing? We heard a news that the government had instructed that hotels cannot ask people to get out. But what about the flight tickets? Suppose I have booked a flight and now the flights are not operating. Do I lose money? Do I have any rights as a traveler or tourist in UAE?
Well, when it comes to hotels, I've seen the letter. I think I know what you're talking about. I've seen that letter. I personally, as for my research, I haven't seen the actual official news about that letter when it's been officially announced that that's the case, but I believe it is the case. Other than that, for your tickets, directly contact your airline, directly contact the airport. I mean, if you're stuck inside of the country, you should contact the airport, and those guys will be the best ones to tell you what happens to your ticket, what happens to your flight, when is the best time to get out of the country. I imagine there was a couple of flights from Abu Dhabi that left
yesterday
the
yeah.
country. Yeah, a couple of commercial flights. So it's the same way. It's the same thing. Yeah, sure. Logistically, it's become a nightmare because of all of these like pauses and obstacles that have happened. But other than that, again, UAE is one of the best places that you have an example of even the toughest logistical situations getting handled pretty smoothly. So it's probably going to be the case for everyone.
As a legal firm, do you have any special messaging given to you by the authorities that probably you would want to share with us?
No, not official messages given to me directly, but it's been shared with everyone. And that's the most important thing, is that whether you're a tourist, you're a resident, or you're a citizen, the UAE's government, I mean, you can feel it, is the message is there that you're all being protected. You're all, the priority and the concern is to keep the citizens, the residents, and even the tourists and visitors safe in this country.
I would like to say that in Hindi to my followers as well, is that सबको सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दी जा रही है. ये जो नैरेटिव वेस्टर्न मीडिया और बहुत सारे न्यूज चैनल्स में रहता है दैट सबके साथ सब कुछ शेयर नहीं हो रहा है, दैट्स रॉन्ग. वी लिटरली आर गेटिंग अपडेट्स ऑन आवर फोन्स. I don't need to be Amin or a legal expert or a rich businessman. Everybody is getting the same information, correct?
Same treatment, same information, same updates, and we're all living the same life.
Okay, I see my friends around me who've lived all their life in Dubai, and I also have people who have come out, created an entire life, bought properties, bought cars, mansions, everything. People are scared, right? If tomorrow things go bonkers and everything goes down south, what are the rights? How do people safeguard their money, their property, their cars and everything? I want to know from the legal perspective. What is your legal perspective on that?
Fine. You want my friendly answer? Don't worry, that's not going to happen. Things are calm. It's not as sensational. But if you want my legal answer, which of course, if you're looking at this kind of answer, you're going to care about this. About properties, about health, these are the things that insurance covers. It's a boring answer, but it's the correct answer. Insurance will cover you for your property, your assets, anything that requires or is available for insurance, car, etc., etc. Insurance covers that. So, plus you have also free alternatives to that, is the mental health hotline that's
Yes.
available 24 hours for free. That's an initiative I've never seen before, honestly.
In any country.
Personally, I've never seen that. So kudos, amazing job to the UAE government. Other than that, for employees and employment, look, the best thing to do is to follow the law and to follow the announcements of the government. If you're working the public sector, then the public sector announces the time and the ways that the job will be done, such as remote, if you're off, etc., etc. If you're in private, these are the two, divisions. One is private and public jobs. In private, you're going to have to follow the law and what your employer is saying, because they also have to follow the law. If your employer is obviously not respecting the law of the UAE, the best thing you can do is to contact the Ministry of Labor and they will handle the situation. That's it.
Can I ask you a controversial question? Can someone be fired from their jobs if they don't turn up? Because see, anxiety is a real issue.
Yes.
If someone feels that I'm not safe, I don't want to travel and I want to take maybe my annual leave, or maybe I don't want to turn up for work, can they be fired in a situation like this from their jobs?
If you're following the actual law, meaning if you have annual leave, if you have sick leave, if you have X, Y, Z that you can take and you can take days off, for sure go for it. And you cannot be fired for that. Your employer has to follow the law. If you are following the announcements from the government where they say even private don't have to show up to work, everyone's working remotely, or everything is off, nothing is working, whatever, then in that sense, as long as you're following the law, you're not going to be fired. You're not allowed to be fired. And if you have an employer that is doing that, you have every right to claim against your employer. And believe me, you will be compensated for it as long as your claim is filed correctly, which is very important.
Okay, one more thing I want to ask you is that a lot of people also have economic repercussions in times like this. Whenever a crisis happens, people are really worried about the price. Obviously, the world is talking about the prices of gold, silver, oil, but we are going to talk about bread, eggs, basic necessities. Do people have to worry about like the groceries or the malls or the shops suddenly increasing prices?
The amazing thing is that the first day or second day, the Ministry of Economy announced that every supermarket, every retail that is related to these basic necessities, which are way more important than gold, silver, or riches, or whatever, as long as you have food and shelter over your head, these things are in stable supply. And also there have been announcements or circulars going around that there's no need to rush into supermarkets or to stockpile cans of tuna, etc., etc. There is more than enough supply for everybody. You guys don't need to rush and hoard these supplies. Leave it for everyone. Take what you need and get out. Go to your home, go to your family, enjoy the time that you can spend. Believe me, let's just talk about it. That time that we were all inside of our houses a couple of years ago, I'm sure you remember.
Yes.
During those times, what are the fondest memories you have? Of course, we went through difficult times. Of course, maybe we've lost people. But the most important, fondest memories I have is that we got to spend time with our families. Maybe we were stuck somewhere. Even those phone calls, hour-long phone calls, those are the fondest memories. Make the best of what you have right now. We are all going through it. Believe me, I'm the most busy person I know. I work day and night, but the fact that I know that everyone's inside and things are not moving as much, it gives me peace or some sort of calmness that we're all stuck in this together and we're all going to come out of it together. So, yeah.
I'm going to come to a very controversial question once again with Iran, especially whatever has happened. A lot of people have their religious beliefs, their political beliefs, and they do have alliances with whoever they want to. That's a human thing to do. This has happened in India, where a Big Boss contestant and an actress. There are two actresses basically. One is a Big Boss contestant who has expressed her grief over the demise of the leader, and there's another one who is from Iran and who has said actually against this thing. Are you allowed to express this on your social media in UAE right now?
Whether you're allowed or not, it's not something that people aren't doing. But if you want my personal view on it, the UAE, I'm going to talk about specifically the UAE.
Yes.
The UAE is not a place to be talking about these things.
Yeah.
We have over 200 nationalities here. We have every religion you can think of. I fill out government forms all the time for my clients. And even there, you can select religions. And it says like, okay, what's the religion of this person? You can search, you can select every religion. And even there's other and there's none. You can have these beliefs. It doesn't matter. But to debate on it or to force your views on it, this is not the place for the UAE. It's not the place to do it at all. I don't recommend it. And
Thank you for saying that. It's very important and it's very respectful, because in a time like this, you shouldn't be discussing was something like this right or wrong. Now, I mean, what I'm asking is that I literally got tweets on my Twitter saying that when I'm saying that we are safe, I'm safe, they're saying no, you're not safe. Something like this has happened there. So in comment section, people are claiming they are spreading news. According to them, they're abusing, they're spreading hate speech. I'm being very direct with you that can they have legal problems?
look, if they're inside of the UAE, I don't recommend them to make those kind of comments, obviously, because they're spreading fear, they're spreading rumors, they're spreading fake news inside of the UAE, and that's obviously illegal to do. That's not something legal that they should be doing.
One more question. This has happened in other countries that whenever a crisis happens, we've seen it in our country, some airlines increase the prices overnight. In UAE, if you're a traveler who basically traveled before the crisis happened and now you're probably stranded or stuck here, can airlines do that? Can they increase prices?
To a certain extent, they can increase prices to a certain extent. It is possible for airlines to modify their prices. It's normal for every airline to do that, even in normal times. I'm going to say now we're not normal times. So there is this possibility, but of course, consumer law protects against abuse. So if they know, for example, there's a couple of commercial flights only going out, they're not going to be able to charge it all the way up until the highest rate or the highest factor of how much demand there is for the tickets. There's going to be a certain limit on it. And if it passes that limit, it's obviously illegal. But all of these airlines, they're big enough companies and they have big enough legal departments that they won't be doing that. They know they shouldn't be doing that.
All right, I mean, we had a lot of legal questions and legal answers. But if I talk to you like a human being,
Yeah.
okay, what do you think is going to happen? What would you like to say to all the people who follow you and all the people who follow you for legal advice and all the people that you know? Probably you have friends from all different countries. And if you are addressing the world right now, because the world is watching Dubai, the world is watching UAE, what is it that you would want to say to the world at the closing of this discussion?
Yes, the attention is there. Yes, the world is watching the UAE. And that's because the UAE has created such a hub that it has become the safest, if not the safest country in the world. With that being said, the things that are happening here, we are in the middle of it. It's not normal what's going on. It's not like we've been experiencing this every day. Things are not going in their normal course, but that doesn't mean that the government is not doing a perfect job of making us feel safe and actually physically and mentally keeping us in a safe space. Other than that, if you're a citizen, if you're a resident, if you're a tourist, or even if you're just watching from outside, please don't believe the rumors that you're seeing. Source your information and your knowledge and your opinions from official sources. Don't go off track of trying to create drama or trying to, catch a trend or ride a wave or something like that. It doesn't help anyone. It just creates panic. And the best I can say is I hope everyone stays safe. That's the way I end all of my videos. If you watch my videos, Stay safe out there and protect yourself. Keep your loved ones close. And believe me, if we have just some humanity between all of us and not try to ride a wave or a trend, we can all live a nicer and happier life.
All right, so I would like to wrap this up by reminding you 3 or 4 key points. If you are somebody who lives in the UAE right now, or you have somebody who lives in the UAE, and if you're confused about your rights or responsibilities or legal repercussions or legal rights or responsibilities, comment. I will connect you with Amin and he will be answering all your questions. To the world who is questioning all the creators who are talking nice about Dubai, are we getting paid? Yes, as he said, we are getting paid in terms of feeling safe and the mental clarity. Third thing, why is it important for people to be responsible? And of course, there are laws in places because in a war-like situation or even a chaos-like situation, you don't want the security of millions of people being questioned. There are namely people like Bloomberg, First Post, who have been very irresponsible, and that can only create panic. So whatever is the design is for a reason. Thank you so much, Amin, for talking to us and also letting all the employees know that they do have a right to not turn up for their jobs. I think that's the
That's
key
not what I
point.
said.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.